Good evening, I am your host, Jack Remington of the Jack Remington Political Analyst Channel. I gotta do it again, gotta set the alarm, 10 minutes goes off, the video's over, and I'll wrap up the video. Today's video, the Hindu Hyena Harris. Her very next ad after the vice presidential debate between her pick of Governor Walz of Minnesota and Donald Trump's pick of the senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance. And if I can find the clip in time, I'll put it on this video. If I can't, it'll be a couple days later. I gotta go to work, nice problem to have. She says, my vice president just debated J.D. Vance, blah, blah. And it doesn't say how good he did or anything. She starts asking for money. Please donate to our campaign, and that was it. So that was quite telling to me. I can't in good conscience get on here and say J.D. Vance killed him and J.D. Vance won 9-1 if you want to debate scoring how a debate's supposed to be scored. So, and he wiped up the floor with them, but everybody knows I'm on Team Trump. There's people that thought that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump a few months ago, and these Nick Shirley and other people that go around interviewing people who want to debate or who you voting for, Trump or Harris. If you're on Team Blue, or you say Harris won. If you're on Team Red, you say Trump won. If you're on Team Blue, you say Tim Walz won. And there's a lot of that right now. If you're on Team Red, you know that J.D. Vance won. So both sides are not yielding. That's the nature. That's where we're at today, folks. So Hindu Hyena Harris. Okay, talked about her ad. I got a few notes here. I'm talking to the blue people, to Team Blue, Team Left, Team Democrats, or Independents, and Team Rhinos, who I think are treasonous and they're worse than the Democrats. We know what we're getting with the Democrats. The Rhinos are supposed to know better. So, but they don't. And that's a different video for a different day. So you want to get rid of Donald Trump and you got rid of him. Take the scamdemic to scare the hell out of the American sheeple that believe anything. So we're so weak and we're so much of a jellyfish pushover. It's sickening. But not me, I'm not. My family didn't even ask me about whether I was going to get the shot or not. They knew I wouldn't. They just knew. They didn't even bother to ask me. They all got the shots, and they all got sick too, but I didn't. Well, anyway, I got the wrong paper. So, how did they get rid of Donald Trump besides the scamdemic? Okay. They started this lawfare thing after they got rid of him out of office. In the New York State, the Attorney General Letitia James and her cohorts, and the Bronx District Attorney Alvin Bragg from the New York City area, they had to do two different gymnastics, legal gymnastics, to get those rules changed and retroactive and everything else in the E. Jean Carroll case. So I got a video about that too. I just knocked over this jar, pardon me. I want to talk about that first, and then we'll get to what's happened while that was going on. What they did, they said that Donald Trump cheated on his taxes and cheated on his business applications and financial borrowing from the banks of that area because he was a skyscraper magnate and a casino magnate and whatever. What they did, they said that he owes the state of New York $450 million. It had been close to $1 billion. I don't have the exact numbers anymore. So what they did, they brought the bankers in and they said, hey, does Donald Trump owe you any money? He goes, no. He said, we decide what his skyscrapers were worth. He borrowed the money from us. He paid it back. Everybody's happy. What's the problem here? So I didn't know that the New York State lawyers, Letitia James and Alvin Bragg and their cohorts and these judges that were in on it, I didn't know that they evaluated real estate. I didn't know that they did bank loans. I mean, maybe they'll loan me some money at a good rate. I'm the wrong color, but hey, it's my channel. I can say that. I had 3 co-workers at work that are all in the tank for Team Blue. They HATE. They hate Donald Trump with a passion. If their lives depended on it, they're blindfolded on the plank of the ship with the cutlass at their back, then sword at their back. Hey, you either vote for Trump or we're going to throw you overboard in the water with the sharks. They would say, okay, I'm shark meat. All 3 of them, with no explanation. They've been taught to hate Trump that bad thanks to your mainstream media. Now, you got rid of Donald Trump in 2020. I'm not here to discuss the marriage of 2020. I mean, I don't really care about 2020 anymore. I'm worried about this election. It's almost 30 days away. So I'm focusing on that. Happy anniversary, Jimmy Carter. He was 100 years old on October 1st, and today's my wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, Candy, to my wife. So it's 28 years. I can't believe she stuck with me this long, but she did. She's got a the patience of Job. She's got a heart of gold. We don't have saints for our candidates, but if you wanted a saint, nominate my wife. She should run the country. She should run casinos. She would never steal a penny. Her value system is not like that. She cannot be bought. Trust me, she cannot be bought. She'd have mercy on you, where I won't. I mean, let's get that out of the way. They told the bankers, hey, look, he cheated you out of your money, and the banker said, no, he didn't. He said, this is what we do for our living. We're bankers. We evaluate properties all the time. That's our business. And as a matter of fact, and I watched the testimony. Well, they had artist drawings in the courtroom, but the audio was there. And the attorney said, Trump always had a 15% leeway just in case things didn't go his way. He had a little bit of wiggle room in case he needed to borrow more for additional add-ons, whatever. Which is, I had forgotten about that. I mean, I'm not a construction manager, or I don't have a construction license, but it made sense. But no, he owes money, so we're going to put that bond at $450 million, and Trump got that knocked down to $100 million, or whatever it was, $80 million. So he wrote a check for his bond, and then my 3 coworkers at work, well, the jury said he was guilty. How do you explain that? Well, he said the jurors were in with it. They hate Trump. They're in a blue state. He goes, yeah, well, Trump could have struck the jurors. Well, you only get so many strikes. When you only strike so many jurors, you only strike so many judges. Okay, he did not get a fair trial. He didn't get judged by a jury of his peers, and everybody knows it. They just don't want to admit it because they want Trump convicted. And now they can say, well, I'm not voting for a convicted felon. And that's hurt Trump with the election. I'm going to say probably 4% of the people that normally would have voted for him, the thing that he's a convicted felon turned him off. Now, these same people that are saying, well, he's a convicted felon, I bet they're all on the Netflix things and all this. Amnesty International, someone got railroaded in Russia, or someone got railroaded here. Some poor black kid in the inner city, he's really innocent. Well, he's a convicted felon, isn't he? Oh, that's different. See, this is Donald Trump. And the governor of New York, this is not on the script, the governor of New York, and New York is a major state. New York still technically has more wealth than California because Wall Street and Broad Street, and a lot of wealth in New York State. The governor said, well, and then when Mr. O'Leary from Shark Tank and other TV shows said, all those New York businessmen, we should get up and leave because they're going to do it to us next. Oh, no, don't worry, we're only going to do it to Donald Trump. So if that alone should make Donald Trump wiped out all these convictions just on the governors of New York alone. I don't know if Donald Trump needs new lawyers. I don't know if Donald Trump knows they really can't put him in jail, but they may try to jail him. He has another sentencing thing coming up pretty soon. Even if he wins the election, they can still put him in jail. And I think that's their last resort. They may have to. Okay, and then we've had, 2 assassination attempts, and I heard there was a third one that was foiled. I haven't got the divvy on that yet. But, okay, you got rid of Donald Trump, and I told you how they got rid of him through this lawfare. There's 3 federal cases, one in D.C., one in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, about the documents case. Well, that was the first one. And then there was another federal case in Georgia, election interference. He called Raffensperger, he's the Secretary of State, who won his re-election, by the way, because he stood up to the dictator tyrant Donald Trump. And I'm going to quote here, really quick here. I'm going to quote, I'm down by 900 votes. So you can't find 11,000 legit votes to offset the ones that when we hear about the illegals. Okay, Donald Trump did not make this thing up that, they're cheating. Okay, he was getting valid reports from people, from poll workers, field workers, election workers, saying, hey, look, what is this? And you saw the tricks that they did. The videos don't lie. But like Liz Cheney and Mitt Romney and Adam Kinzinger, they didn't want to hear it. You know the deal with that. So you got rid of Donald Trump. Joe Biden gets in office. The first 3 days, he signed 62 executive orders, and one of them was shutting down the Keystone Pipeline, putting 55,000 American oil workers and 20-some thousand Canadian workers out of work overnight on the unemployment line. The state of Wyoming's unemployment went from 2% to almost 20% overnight. Those Midwestern states where the pipeline is at. Put a lot of workers out of work. That's okay to them. And the next thing you know, the Ukraine war starts. And they start giving their money to Ukraine. How much have they gotten there? $270 billion? Oh. There's my alarm. I gotta wrap this up. The alarm went off. The video's too long. I gotta cut some stuff out. See you next video. Thank you. Always a great day to be American. Go Donald Trump. Trump, he must win. You must win. To stop this Marxism and getting in the office again. Give Obama his 4th term. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next video.